Into the Cathedral of Little Consequence.
Oh, yeah. I remember what's happening now.
Nothing will happen here.
Nope. Why?
It's
Whatever.
sure to be berries and cream.
Yes.
It'll probably take a while. I bet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I feel like a cathedral door is that large. Should probably not make that sound effect.
No, and they probably shouldn't swing like that and risk hitting us in the face. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's blocked scene. All right, everybody, keep it together.
We'll get through this. It's a trap.
So, you've arrived at last.
I mean, I figured it probably wasn't a trap, but I had to yell it because it would be funny either way.
I can't believe it.
Oh, I'm so shocked by this turn of events.
Of course, everybody else has not really been experienced in this yet. This is something they were not really privy to, like we were.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's good to see you all again. Please, come in. They're waiting for you just over there.
We also know another person who should be here.
Yes, I can think of... Oh, yep, there he be.
I'm glad you all finally made it. The church has decided this issue now merits the attention of the Congregation for the Sacraments. As such, the Archbishop and all the staff here have been moved to another location.
This is going to be a head-scratcher for our group as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your diligence, Rosine. I'd feel much better if you were to stand watch over the front door now, just in case.
Yes, understood.
It's weird.
Leave it to me.
Seeing with his eyes open. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird.
And we've gotten kind of used to him being in a hood for a while, too.
Yeah, this new outfit is cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Step up.
Yeah, it is a step
That
up.
vest,
That is a
or-
pretty nice
whatever that is.
trench coat vest thingy. I like it either way.
Yep. Layers are good for fashion, kids.
Yeah. Also, I'm so glad that his glasses don't have the stupid swirlies in them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was distracting.
Let me introduce you. This man is a member of the Gralsritter, a division of the Septian Church. He's the second in command, in fact. Thomas Lysander. He holds the seat of Second Dominion and is sometimes known by his title, the Partitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is he
Now allow me to introduce you.
I did say this a couple parts ago.
This man is one of the Gralsritter's 12 Dominion, the successor to the 8th Dominion, Gaius Warzel.
Oh shit, it's Gaius.
Oh my god, I didn't know his name before today.
Ah.
Yeah, a lot happened all at once.
Let's talk about
After
it.
graduating
Thank
from
you.
Thors, I returned to Nord and began observing the struggle between Erebonia and Calvert. However, I began to feel something dark and sinister carried on the winds of the plateaus. I consulted my father and the chief, and eventually my old teacher, Father Barkhorn, came to visit.
Who was the guy with
Barkhorn?
the optional scene
Right, I didn't remember his name.
before? It's a little silly, let's be honest.
Yes, it is pretty dumb.
You might remember the name. He was the traveling priest we chased after during the Civil War. But it turns out, he was also the 8th Dominion of the Gralsritter, with the title the Roaring Lion. He was an extremely skilled knight who investigated the Salt Pale in Northumbria and trained Brigadier General Bardius. Apparently, he was worried and came to Nord to check up on me. He explained to me that what I had been sensing was called the Gale of Ruin. I'm not sure why I'm able to sense it. Maybe it's because I'm a descendant of those who fought alongside the Lionheart Emperor. I mentioned this to him and he came to a realization, but then it happened. A Calvardian ship that broke past the 7th Armored Division attacked my village. My father was away at the time. I fought back in an attempt to protect my family, but it was no use. Right as I prepared myself for death, my teacher threw his huge body in the way to protect me. And as he lay there dying, he passed his stigma onto me. Across the nearly 1,000-year history of the Grolsritter, its highest-ranking members have each borne one of 12 sacred markings. This was one of those markings.
Okay, what's the glowing happening? Is that just a candle? Okay, I see.
Yeah, Kurt's arm is on fire. It's fine. He hasn't noticed yet. It's a small fire. Mm-hmm.
Grandmother! Stop hiding! Come out already!
Yep, also supposed to be here.
You're the one who called us here in the first place, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I only hid myself so as not to interrupt your discussion.
And now I will float. Because I can.
Yes.
Indeed. But you may simply call me Rose. I had you all gather here for one reason. To explain to you the background between the Hexen clan and the church.
It's not as though we don't believe in Adios. There have been some differences in opinion over the years, but we and the church have worked together on a number of occasions.
For example, during the War of the Lions, or the vampire incident in the Middle Ages. Not to mention the fight against the Dark Dragon 800 years ago.
But all that was just Rose sticking her nose into other people's business.
Legend has it, Emperor Dreikel's camp was once visited by a good witch. And the novel Red Moon Rose features a vampire hunter affiliated with the church who was, in truth, the true ancestor of the vampires. The woman you now see before you was both of these people, even if she looks a bit different.
Something about that is very, very fitting for her, I think. Check out these fangs, motherfucker. You saw him when I bit Rean's neck earlier. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That means he's a vampire too.
Oh, snap!
That's how it works.
800 or so. However, you should know that my situation is somewhat unique. All other witches are normal humans. Except, of course, for the fact that they are all descendants of those who once guarded the Septarian of Fire.
It's all coming together.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of the Septarians in the Cold Steel games, but it's a name I recognize from before.
In Sky.
This track is growing on me.
It gets better.
Yeah. It's a quiet start, not a bad start, but I do like where it heads.
Yeah, exactly.
I did promise I would tell you later, so it is later.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Great.
It's fine. It was inevitable. We chose to bring this on ourselves.
Yes.
And by chose, I mean
We didn't
we're
really.
made to choose.
we were
because,
forced.
yeah, those games were here, I'd play them.
Yep.
I really do like playing things in order, but I have to have the mechanisms to do so in place to do so successfully.
Right, yeah.
And I like the series enough that I'm still going to go back, even though those games are going to feel a little dated now.
Yeah.
Like, I have no question I'm going to go back and play them once I can.
This is a lot.
It's overdue.
I guess. Let's just shove it all in at the end. Now for some cool artwork. That'll
1200
be-
years
In the
ago.
beginning, this land housed 2 of the Septarian.
Our song's back.
The Arc
It is
Rouge,
back.
Septarian of fire and wielder of fierce power. The Lost Zem, Septarian of earth and bearer of unyielding endurance.
Zemurian.
Each assumed
Ah!
the form of a colossal guardian and went about granting boons and performing miracles for its people. For a few centuries, the land of Erebonia prospered, but eventually, its people began to vie for power and control. The Septarians had always granted their people's wishes, but now, their peoples each wished for the other's destruction.
Look at this Gurren Lagann shit.
I was gonna say it does look like Gurren Lagann.
And so, the 2 colossi began fighting. Their battle ravaged the earth and split the sky, devastating the entire region. The humans tried to stop them, but it was in vain. The Septarians' fight continued 1,000 days, scorching the land black. When the battle ended at long last, it was a tie. Exhausting their power in one final strike, the 2 Septarian were blown away, left as nothing but empty shells. Yet the tale did not end there.
The power expelled by each Septarian collided and became one, resulting in the creation of an entirely new entity. The Great One, the Septarian of Steel. It was an existence created from the union of fire and earth. It was beyond anything else in this realm. It was the ultimate source of power. Though things seemed fine at first, the survivors of the war soon realized the eternal conflict within it. They knew this conflict would cause it to grow ever more unstable, and that it was not something that could be handled by mankind.
With the Holy Beast's assistance, the kins of fire and earth joined together to see the Great One sealed away. However, each of their attempts ended in failure. Left with no other options, they resorted to their final plan. The Great One would remain whole in the higher plane, yet its physical incarnation in this world split into numerous shards. It was this final gambit that saw disaster averted.
Indeed. Their combined efforts bore fruit. The kin of Earth created 7 vessels, while the kin of Fire split the Great One's power and infused each vessel with a part of it.
7 dolls in the form of knights, each bearing the Great One's power. The Divine Knights.
I noticed a few of them are obscured in the background.
I do see that as well. There are 3 that we
Two, I
recognize,
guess.
though.
3, I guess.
Yeah,
'Cause
1, 2.
there's 3 in the
3, 4,
background, it
5,
would seem,
6.
right?
Yeah.
Left, center, right,
Right.
and there's 5 in the foreground.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it could just be the overlap. Like there's the arm of the one there, slightly left of center,
Oh, yeah.
and then that's probably another beefy arm. So there's probably
It
just
could
2
be.
back there.
I think it's 2, but it does look like I actually thought there were 3 at first, and I was like, wait, what is math?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That big beefy arm.
I was wondering about that. Because Vita was definitely trying to get us to clash in the last game. Because of they were trying to get the great power? I don't remember.
It was so long ago.
It was a long time.
900 years ago, Heimdall was a small city of only about 50,000 people. However, it was one of the burgeoning centers of culture for the region. The Septian Church had finished construction on the Heimdall Cathedral, and there were plans to develop the city even further. But it was then the Dark Dragon appeared, blanketing Heimdall in miasma and transforming it into a city of the dead. Emperor Astorius chose to lead his people south and made St. Arc the new capital of Erebonia.
In helping Emperor Astorius deal with this crisis, the Hexen clan and gnomes each suffered substantial losses. The Hexen clan lost its elder, and the gnomes their holy beast. And so ended their alliance. The final time they spoke would be a century later. It was when Emperor Hector awakened the Vermilion Knight to reclaim Heimdall from the Dark Dragon. He did so at the urging of the chief of the gnomes and the new elder of the Hexen clan, myself. However, the Emperor fell to the Dark Dragon's miasma, and the Vermilion Knight to its curse. The Emperor's son had the chief of the gnomes and myself seal the cursed knight deep below the Imperial Palace. That would be the last act our two clans performed together. I do not know why, but the gnomes cut off contact with our clan and hid themselves away. In the 800 years that followed, whenever war struck Erebonia, a divine knight would enter the stage, demonstrate its might, then vanish. I was certain the gnomes were involved, yet all we could do was guide awakeners on the proper course. This unending pattern reached its most fevered peak 250 years ago during the War of the Lions. The false Emperor Orthros unearthed the cursed Vermilion Knight, and a mercenary under Prince Lucius' employ awakened the Palatinate Knight. Prince Dreichels found the Ashen Knight, and Leanne the Argent Knight. The four awakened at once, made for a grand war indeed.
That sounds vain.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. Anyways. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Our wife is asking the right question. I actually think that information would be sick. Okay, but Crow was an awakener.
True. I was actually just about to say. Crow was.
I mean, a fair question. I pledge allegiance to his death. Well, we know the answer to that already, but that's cheating.
Yeah, we do. Pah.
I'm glad they're already sort of on the right track and not like,
That is
who
nice.
could it
Oh,
be?
we have no idea.
Because the thing is, we've sort of talked about how like everybody in this game is connected, right?
Yeah.
Increasingly, especially now as we look at this information, just more and more, everything that's happening is all connected, right?
Yeah.
So it would seem patently silly to be like, oh, it must be George. Like, who else could it be? But then you start thinking about all the connections. It's like, no, it's probably George.
Yeah.
We, of course, know it is, but it's inconceivable that it could... Actually, no, it's pretty conceivable, yeah. We needed to go through and read those. I've been
Yeah.
putting it off. Sarah's still suspicious of Thomas in general.
It's accurate.
When the sacrifice is made and the ancient blood flows, the path to the Grawl of Erebos shall open. When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of World's End, and its blood fills the Grawl, the great twilight shall fall upon the land.
I can't help when it says Grawl, and obviously the Grawl's Ritter's tied to that, but it sounds when I hear Grawl, I think of Monty Python.
Oh.
The way the one guy says Grail.
Oh,
You seek the Grawl! I'm sure that's actually intentional.
Yeah.
Not specifically this is referencing Monty Python, just there's probably the same
but-
root word.
Oh, yeah.
The Grawl! Meanwhile, in the first game, we were just trying to be students.
Remember when we had a dumb festival?
Let's have a rock concert.
Yeah, I remember that.
Let's check it out.
Cool.
Muse?
Is something the matter?
Oh?
You realize something?
Right
Okay,
now,
we don't all
need
need to
any straw we
freaking
can
ask.
grasp at.
We need like one person to be like, "What's up?" and then she can say.
Don't say a third time, please.
Anything at all could help, no matter how small.
Well, now that Rean's asked, she's going to talk next.
Yes, you're right.
See?
Ugh.
That term. Originator Zero. Could that be OZ, perhaps?
That's what the Black Workshop called Millium and Altina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're model numbers.
OZ.
Oh, what are you talking about?
So you finally made it.
Hey.
About damn time.
That voice.
Vita! Ah, so the prodigal granddaughter returns.
What up?
Misty, Vita.
I heard you had been acting on your own. Nice to see you again, grandmother. Emma, Celine, and Class 7 too. And thank you for mediating, Mr. Lysander.
Oh, don't even mention it. It always breaks my heart to see a family torn apart so.
Vita! Why? You really don't plan on ever coming back, do you?
That's correct. As I said before, my allegiance will forever lie with the Grandmaster. I can't return to you and grandmother. I can never go back to the way I used to be.
That's wrong.
You'll be redeemed eventually, probably, maybe.
That's my bet. It's certainly possible, but I would lean on her having a redemption arc.
Just like the Steel Maiden.
Seriously, who even is this Grandmaster person?
I have no clue. But it is clear she is quite taken with them. So do tell, Vita. If you have not decided to return to us, why show yourself now? Has Ouroboros finally decided upon its course of action?
Yes. After our experiments with the 3 ions, the 6 other Anguis came to a unanimous decision. They decided to ignore my warning. They will work with the Chancellor and the Gnomes to bring about the Great Twilight, completing the Phantasmal Blaze Plan.
So that's how it is. The reason Ouroboros was so quiet the past month wasn't because they left Erebonia.
They had permission to stay.
It was to
Yeah.
carry out their plan and determine whether they should work alongside enemies and traitors.
This is certainly interesting because it means that Osborne basically strong-armed their plan and then got them to go along with helping him anyways.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
How can that be? If that were the case, it means...
They're all our enemies?
Not bells.
Is this?
Oh
No.
no!
It's not the cathedral's bell.
Huh? I think I recognize it from Crossbell.
You do?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I remember hearing it right before the incidents in Crossbell, when we were still independent. Oh! The one from the museum!
The bell from Stargazer's tower?
But the sound's coming from a different direction than the museum.
The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. What a fitting name. I wonder how much of this she foresaw.
That is quite enough mumbling to yourself. If you know what is going on, show us!
It'll be a bit tough without Grianos. I'll need your help, Grandmother. Emma, Celine, you too.
Yes! Ugh, I'm not your slave.
It's magic time.
Hooray!
No, it's at the villa.
Okay,
We were not allowed to go there.
true.
We could have stumbled upon things we weren't supposed to see yet. I did try, too. I really did.
Yep.
All right. Campanella, Stallritter,
And a bell.
bell in place.
Seems fine.
Elliot was just playing here yesterday.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
What?
Some Zephyr folks.
Oh, that's the thing that got blown up earlier. Okay. I was like, what the hell is that?
V's dads. She has a lot of dads.
She does. All the dads.
Those two, the Jaeger King, Rean, kind of. If you're not romancing her. Oh,
Whoa, okay.
well, here's the murderer's
Everybody.
row we're going through, apparently.
Yeah.
Milliam's with them. Sharon is with them.
Yeah. I see a crow back there, too.
Altina is
Oh.
with them, not by choice.
Yeah. There's a McBurn and a Shirley.
Yeah, see, most of these aren't surprising, but Sharon is certainly interested, isn't she?
Yep.
George is there, not surprisingly. And Ponytail Man over there.
Ponytailman! No!
Okay. I was about to hit a button.
Now then, let us say we celebrate the continuation of the Phantasmal Blaze Plan by ringing in the Great Twilight. I, Enforcer number 0, the Fool, shall play the opening note.
You bopped it with a snap of your fingers.
Used my wind magic. I will not touch the bell myself. Also, a lot of these characters keep lingering about. Campanella goes back quite a ways at this point, but I wouldn't mind seeing him die. For some reason, he's always kind of annoyed me more than most.
Yeah.
Like, I'm amused by McBurn.
Yeah.
Campanella, I'm like, go away, little snob.
I like it. Is this the holy beast? It's looking a little purple.
I don't associate that with holy, although some of the purple sacraments in church would match still, but there's that red part I don't think is very...
Yeah, now it's like...
It's not very good.
Emanating darkness or something. Oh, good.
Well, see you later, vacation spot.
Ooh, and it's like warping out of existence, too.
That's fine.
Joy.
I didn't want to go there anyways.
We hate that place.
Nothing good's ever come of it. Looks great.
This is exciting.
Check that out!
Huh. Sure is something.
Well, how about that?
So, the beginning of the end, is it?
Deja vu.
Purple-haired maid?
Grawl of Erebos. Just as the Black Records foretold.
Why?
Yeah,
the crypt where the great power will be reborn.
Rean. Uses.
Couldn't have guessed this is how my day would turn out when I woke up this morning.
Let us begin. It is time. Chief of the Gnomes and head of the workshop, show me the way, Black Alberic.
Well, I mean, I was a little suspicious of Lumen. I don't know if I would have gone this far with it.
Yeah.
As you wish, my lord.
Huh. You know, seeing his face like that, I have a thought.
What thought? I want to hear your thoughts. I like thoughts.
So, you know, I reach sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, right? Viewers know I've a decent track record.
Yeah.
I think that's Elisa's dad.
What? Because of the eyes? Oh, God.
Something about the face just struck me that way.
But why would he be doing any of this?
It could go a ways to explaining why Sharon is here.
Well, yeah. She did say her loyalty was to the Reinford family, and of course now she's not with the Reinford family.
She's also responsible for what happened to him.
Yeah.
Or it could be that she's with Ouroboros and is actually working for them again for the first time in forever. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe there was blackmail or something.
But given his background and his skill set, it makes sense for more reasons than just a facial familiarity.
Rufus. Millium.
And on the surface, you'd be like, well, he's dead. How's that possible? Well, everybody's fucking
well,
dead.
Nobody stays dead in this franchise, fool.
Who's not dead?
Was that Allie?
Yes. But why?
Boss, Zeno, and Leo.
Azure Siegfried.
And that guy in the lab coat, isn't that...
The Blazing Demon and the Fool were there as well.
So that's the maiden.
Why? We just spoke this morning and...
Oh.
What's going on?
All right, well, apparently
You
my
got
guess is
it.
going to be correct sooner than I expected.
A lot
Well, I
sooner.
guess, I mean, she did see, so she
Yeah.
would recognize him if that's the case.
Lisa.
Yeah.
That man's name was Lumen or something like that, right? His hair looked different.
Franz Lumen, the first disciple of G. Schmidt, and the deceased husband of the Reinford Group's chairman. Also known as Franz Reinford.
Ah, So he has been lurking in the shadows these past 20 years.
Yes. Perhaps for the sake of working with the Chancellor to engineer this very moment.
Elisa.
Snap out of it! Now's not the time! As a bracer, I can't just sit here and let them pull off whatever that Twilight crap is they're planning. How about all of you?
She's right. We can't stop here.
We gathered together to do whatever we could to help. Our goal remains unchanged.
Yep, true.
Elisa, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, Vita, what will you do now?
Well, I'd like to charge in there alongside the rest of you, mostly out of spite. Unfortunately, I suspect things won't be quite that easy.
What do you...
Something's...
There's a turbulent swirl in the mana.
Was that?
I believe so.
Sir Lysander, Sir Gaius, cryptids and magic knights have appeared all over the city.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
I mean, that's an excellent end to a video. Look at that, 43 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Perfect. All right, we'll save over some stuff. I mean, it's certainly all very interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a while to wrap my head around all of it and also remember what the hell happened in 2, because clearly I don't remember a lot of it.
Well, we never did finish it. We have to go back and do that in between this and
that'll
whatever
help.
we're doing next. Xenoblade or something else.
That's true. I forgot we are gonna do that.
We'll
That'll
talk
help.
about that at the end of the playthrough, though.
Okay.